Cowboys mailbag time. First up from Y for Steve. When will contract talks pick up for Dak and Cooper? I don't have a time frame. You have plenty of time between when the franchise tag deadline is for free agency actually starts. Hopefully soon. I think the priority right now is figuring out your coaching staff. So once that's all finalized, maybe you come back and you look here at that side of it for the Dallas Cowboys. All right, Swerven. Who are we letting go in players? Robert Quinn staying, Cobb, or Austin? We'll see. All of those guys have a good chance to hit the open market. You're not going to be able to franchise tag those guys because you've got Dak and Amari potentially up for it, and then Byron Jones as well. I doubt you'll be able to keep you can't keep everybody, and I think especially for Quinn, does he want to take a little bit less money? I'm not sure that's the route Quinn wants to go. This could be his last big deal, but if he takes a little bit less over maybe 3 years, I think that could work out for the Cowboys. DJ47 with McCarthy as coach. What does the futures of Sean Lee and Jason Witten look like? The Cowboys have made it clear they want Sean Lee back. I think at this point it's up in the hands of Lee as to A, do I want to keep playing? B, if I do want to keep playing, how much do I end up making? Like, what does my contract look like? For Witten, I almost wonder if he's got 3 different options here in terms of, do I want to keep playing? I don't really know if he should. He wasn't the same guy this year, which is not that much of a surprise and should have been expected. Does he want to retire and go do something else that's not coaching, or does he want to coach? I wonder if that tight ends job could be an option for the Dallas Cowboys and for Witten. So are you confident in the Cowboys' current direction? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. I feel pretty good about it. Of course, there's a whole lot left to be determined. Major contract decisions, very important draft, free agency, and of course the rest of the Cowboys coaching staff still left to be filled out. Stephen Harrison, do you think there's a good chance that the Cowboys get Jamal Adams from the Jets? I don't know about good. I think there is a chance. I think the Jets would be wise to throw a bunch of money at Jamal Adams right now. Doesn't appear to be the case so far for Adams and the Jets, so I think that will be revisited in the offseason. Depends on what the Jets are asking for in a trade. Manster 54 for our first-round pick. Is there a defensive tackle you would use it on? Kind of want to see what this scheme ends up looking like. Do they make a switch to the 3-4? Do they run more of a hybrid defense, or do they stick with the 4-3 defense that they have in right now? I would say a couple names to watch out for here. Javon Kinlaw from South Carolina, I think, would fit both schemes. Derek Brown would fit both schemes. Also watch out for dark horse from Oklahoma, Neville Gallimore. I like him quite a bit. All right, Patrick Hickman, with no one as DC, 4-3 or 3-4 with the current roster, are we starting over again? The Cowboys' moves in terms of coaching staff and even hiring Mike McCarthy is not a starting over move. Now, in today's NFL, a 4-3 versus a 3-4, nowhere near as impactful as it once was because you're running nickel 60, 65, even 70% of the time. The game has changed on defense. Now, it does change some of the responsibilities and or outright positions for a couple of your defensive linemen. You got to figure out what you want to do with Jalen Smith. The hiring of Jim Tomsula kind of indicates to me some more two-gap tendencies, which is different than what Rod Marinelli uses, more of a one-gap penetrating type of scheme. So there will certainly be some changes. I'm curious to see what ends up happening from in McCarthy's press conference, what happens on that front. I think you will see some 3-4 elements. I just don't know if you're going to totally embrace a 3-4 scheme just like that. All right, Zach Buchanan, do you keep Byron Jones? I would like to, but he's going to be expensive. You might have to allow him to walk. If not, do you draft a corner in the first round? If you lose Byron, corner's going to be at the very top of your team needs. Because you're looking around what you have. You have Jordan Lewis as your nickel, Awuzie, Anthony Brown's a free agent. You don't have anything. So if you lose Byron, corner jumps all the way up to the top, if not number 1, number 2, or number 3 at worst, to your needs. You're going to need that outside number 1 corner really quickly if you lose Byron Jones. Now, I see a lot of questions here on free agency and the draft, so reminder, we will cover all of it. I promise you on the Cowboys Report. We're going to have draft targets for the first round, early versions, of course, coming out in the next week. Team needs, that'll be up there as well. Free agency targets, the Cowboys' own free agents. We will keep you covered here more than any other Cowboys YouTube channel out there. So if it's your first time watching, or if you haven't already done it, go ahead and subscribe. I promise you, you will not regret it. You're going to be the smartest Cowboys fan in the room if you watch all of our shows. All right, Kyle Clements. Are the Cowboys going to bring Kai Forbath back as our kicker or get a new one? I would hope they bring him back. I also hope that you do not lock yourself into only Kai Forbath. Did we learn our lesson from Brett Maher? The lesson was you can find kickers. You also should never bank on those kickers, especially if you're only seeing a small sample size, guaranteed to be your number one guy. So I bring back Kai Forbath. I can throw in Ross Moses if he makes the team. I am not signing him to a multi-year big-time deal. I'm not doing that. I am bringing him in, and I'm bringing in competition. That's what I'm doing if I'm the Cowboys, and hopefully they feel the exact same way. All right, Wavy FNM. You think the Cowboys will use Blake Jarwin more? It depends on what else happens in terms of the decision making here with Jason Witten. If Witten comes back, then maybe you're probably not going to use Jarwin as much. If he's gone, I would strongly consider rolling with Blake Jarwin and using him frequently as a member of that tight end staff if you can, especially find anybody else at that position. So if you want to free Jarwin, let me know in the comment section. We successfully moved Byron Jones from safety to cornerback. You are all welcome. We successfully freed Jordan Lewis, and we managed to keep him free despite the Cowboys coaching staff's best efforts to move back Anthony Brown. So let me see the hashtag, either FJ or free Jarwin. Between Jarwin and Witten, it's a no-brainer. Give me Jarwin. He's not a great blocker, but he brings you so much more in the vertical passing game. It's 2020. You need that in today's NFL. Got a special deal for you guys as well from our friends over at Fanatics. Head over to chatsports.com/Cowboys hats. You can find all kinds of hats, flex fit, adjustable, the flat rims, all kinds of them. Up to 40% off, chatsports.com/Cowboys hats. Check the description, check the comments. Though that link is in there for you guys to just click, go, and shop. All right, Mark Hanna, any word on Randy Gregory reinstatement, or is he being released? There is no update on Randy Gregory. At this point, we simply know nothing. Look, something went wrong for Gregory. I think that much is very clear. All signs had pointed to, there's even a report that he'd already applied for reinstatement, then all of a sudden there's no news and no one's responding at all. So my hope is that Gregory gets his head right, and hopefully that's the case, but you cannot bank on anything Gregory related. You have to assume he is not a part of your organization going forward. You just can't assume anything with him positively. All right, Sean Snow. Do you think with the new coaching staff they could cut Crawford and use that money towards Byron? It is a possibility. Crawford's going to make $10 million, $9 million. That's too much to pay for an injured defensive lineman. Now, I am down to bring him back. I am down to bring back Crawford at a reduced rate. And if you do cut Crawford, that does free up more money for a Byron or a Quinn or for somebody. Crawford, if you want to make a move to a 3-4 scheme, by the way, actually kind of fits that okay. So I would like to restructure Crawford's contract at least. But we'll see what ends up happening on that front. All right, Denell Graves. What are the chances of Noah Brown staying with the Dallas Cowboys? Well, he'll be on the roster next year. If you mean making the team, I don't know if that's the route the Cowboys are going to go. I think that he's going to have a chance to compete for it. New coaching staff, by the way, that didn't necessarily, or might not necessarily love Noah Brown as much as the others did. So we'll see what happens on Noah Brown. I believe he will be on the roster for the preseason, but we'll see if the 85 Hive can live and find a way to, if he can stick on the roster going forward, given the fact that he was a late-round pick, and he's not a great receiver. He's kind of more of a hybrid H-back type of player. At least that's how the Cowboys have used him as of late. Now, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. bet, that's B-E-T. Use the promo code Cowboys120 for 120% deposit bonus. What that means is you put down $50, they're going to give you $64 free. That's chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120 for 120% deposit bonus. So that one more time, chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120. All right, Kyle Clements, do you think the Cowboys should bring Anthony Brown or bring him back with Jordan Lewis being better at nickel? I am going to play Jordan Lewis over Anthony Brown. Because Anthony Brown got hurt and regressed a little bit, if you can bring him back on a cheap one-year deal, I'm actually okay with that. I don't want to bank on him being a starter at all, but you need depth at the cornerback spot. So if Anthony Brown can provide that, I say yes. He's better than most of the options on this roster right now. So from that perspective, yes, I would consider using Anthony Brown. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.